Exclusive contract from Feilu Novel Network novel. Siheyuan. Crossing 58, do you want me to donate iron? Qiang travels through the world of courtyards filled with emotions. At the beginning, he was stared at by a 5-year-old stick meme and planned to sell it for money. Qiang slapped Banggener directly. Bang Jenner cried loudly, causing Zhang, Haizhong, Haizhong and other poultry to gather, and even holding a general meeting of the entire court to criticize Qiang. Qiang was not used to these beasts at all, and angrily scolded the birds in front of him. The birds returned in frustration and could only do some planning. Born in this era, Qiang decided to change his destiny and start by rectifying the flock of birds. Feilu Novel Network reminds you that this novel and its characters are purely fictional. If there are any similarities, they are purely coincidental and should not be imitated. Chapter 1. Year 58. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 1. Year 58. In the early summer of 58 years. Nanluogu Lane. Qiang woke up from his sleep. A small disappointment appeared on his face. Others are either traveling through a world of high martial arts with a strong background, or they are wealthy young masters with a lot of power waiting to be squandered. And when he found out that he had traveled to the courtyard that claimed to be full of birds, his heart was once resistant. What's this called? Leaving aside the shortage of clothing and food in this era, the living conditions are very poor, and the toilets are all dry toilets. The country is currently in a stage of development, and this can be tolerated. The key is that this courtyard house is inhabited by all kinds of animals and animals. Be neighbors with a group of animals. Qiang felt very unlucky, but this house is also an ancestral property and he didn't have any spare money to buy it even if he wanted to move out. Fortunately, Qiang can also see it through. As long as the birds don't provoke themselves, then everything is fine. Otherwise, he as a factory owner in my past life, I was no less capable of dealing with assassins than the royal guards. If you can't get a month's salary, you'll have to compensate the factory for a sum of money. Finally, one must kneel down and beg for mercy. Qiang thinks he is not a bad person, but if the other party is not clear about his position, he doesn't mind being a bad person. Qiang's home is in the courtyard. Living opposite the famous Qin widow. Widow Qin's name is Qin. In the original drama, the White Lotus vampire appeared weak and vulnerable, but in fact, she had a very bad heart. Qin also has a mother-in-law, who is also a well-known shrew in the courtyard. Zhang is fat and appears to be a lazy person. Qin now has a 5-year-old son named Zhang, whose nickname is Bang Jenner. Although people may seem young, they actually mature early. Since they were 3 years old and sensible, they have learned to sneak around. When Qiang watched the original drama, he hated this family the most. It can be said. All the conflicts in the courtyard are closely related to this family. Qiang belongs to the category of small transparency in this courtyard. Basically not interacting with people. He doesn't have a fixed job yet, and usually relies on helping the neighbors with some miscellaneous work. Whoever has a red or white wedding, he helps to make a living. In short, they are unemployed vagrants. However, the predecessor was very honest and kind to others, and received good reviews from the neighbors. Only the birds in the courtyard secretly mocked him as a thug and a street wanderer. Qiang has had breakfast. I am worried about how to become a worker. In this era, the status of a worker has many benefits, such as national allocation of housing, dining in canteens, stable wages, and the ability to pass on positions to the next generation. In this era where poverty is a glory, being a worker is an honor. I don't have any rice or food at home, how can I survive? At this moment, a crisp voice came over. Zhang, have you gotten up yet? Qiang opened the door with a smile. Rain, it's you. What's up early in the morning? What is standing at the door? Is he Rainwater, who is still at school now? His upper body is white with blue flowers and 2 fried dough twists braids. He is thin. But a pair of big eyes are very agile. Rainwater is Li Qiang's only friend and the only person willing to treat him well in the courtyard. Of course. It cannot be ruled out that Rainwater has a romantic relationship with Li Qiang. Li Qiang is very open-minded. It is natural for men to be happy and women to love each other. Say it again. Rainwater is also one of the few people in the original drama who have a relatively positive outlook on the 3 aspects. Her brother, Silly Zhu, earns over 30 yuan a month, and basically all of it is given to the Qin Huairu family. She didn't get any benefit from her own brother. The only property. It was later occupied by the Qin Huairu family. In the original drama, Rainwater saw his brother Silly Pillar's true face and completely gave up on the courtyard house, never coming back. Sailor Hiyu carried a bowl of poached eggs on top, which were just boiled eggs in clean water, but in this era, it was not easy to eat. Qiang, I brought it specifically for you. Eat it while it's hot. Rainwater dared not look directly at Li Qiang, his small face slightly red, and at first glance, it looked like a budding heart. Li Qiang, an old driver, can tell the clues at a glance. Actually, speaking of it, my predecessor was tall and handsome. But the old saying goes well. Laugh at poverty, not at prostitutes. Regardless of gender, if you are poor, you are as beautiful as a fairy. Even if you surpass Panin, they will not look at you directly. Of course, there are other skills to consider separately. Li Qiang, apart from being a bit handsome and extraordinary, has no family background and no power. In this era, he cannot give any girl a sense of security. Having a handsome face in the air can also make little girls like Rainwater like those who are just starting to fall in love like him. If Qin Huairu were to say that she definitely wouldn't look up to Li Qiang. He's handsome and useless, how can he have enough to eat without money? Does the whole family go hungry together? Li Qiang closed the door. Smiling and accepting Rainwater's kindness. Rain, don't you go to school this year? Li Qiang first blew hot air and then took a sip, which warmed his stomach. Rainwater sat opposite Li Qiang, holding his cheek with one hand and staring intently at him as he finished his meal with soup and water. Rest today, by the way, brother Qiangzi, do you have any plans for today? Rainwater was mesmerized by the sight. Li Qiang put down his bowl and crossed over. This was his first time eating a poached egg, and he wiped his mouth. Not yet. Why are you asking this? Li Qiang knew he was asking, and of course, he knew Rainwater's careful thinking was nothing more than wanting to be alone with him. As an experienced driver, Li Qiang never refused to come in his previous life. But that's all just a scene. As a factory owner, socializing is inevitable. Sometimes, in order to cater to your superiors, you must become like-minded with them. Li Qiang deliberately kept a distance from Rainwater mainly because he didn't want to affect Rainwater's innocence. At this moment, Rainwater was stunned for a moment, as if he had heard something. Brother Qiangzi. There's a sound in the yard. Li Qiang had already stood up and heard the sound. He opened the door directly. Qingming outing and happy reading. Charge 100 and get 500 VIP coupons. Immediate recharge, activity period. April 4th to April 6th. Chapter 2. Flying Stick Meme. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 2 Flying Stick Meme. Li Qiang opened the door and immediately frowned. A little boy aged 4 or 5. It's the backbone of the Qin widow's family. Pushing a rusty iron pot with both hands, slowly moving towards the moonlit door. Li Qiang suddenly thought of something. It is now 58 years old. This year. But refining steel. Almost achieved nationwide steelmaking. In the civilian community, in order to support the steelmaking movement, the masses are actively donating iron. Some even donated their old pots. That year, many excellent representatives of good people and good deeds emerged. Li Qiang could tell at a glance. Bonginer is planning to exchange a big iron pot for money. After all, some people, in order to become famous, have nothing to donate at home, so they have ulterior motives. Spend money to buy iron from others. Then donate to the street, so that you can receive praise from the street and satisfy your inner vanity. As the saying goes, demand determines the market. Good kid. At such a young age, I understand that money is a good thing. But the iron pot you're holding belongs to someone else. Li Qiang glanced at the corner of his own wall and immediately became furious. No wonder he feels familiar. The big iron pot that Bang Jenner is pushing in her hand is exactly from her own home. In the original drama, Bang Jenner was a petty thief with unclean hands and feet, known as a thief saint. Li Qiang immediately shouted loudly to stop the stick meme. Stop and put things down. Bang Jenner didn't panic when he saw Li Qiang, he knew that the other party had no way to deal with him. Why should I listen to you? At this moment, Rainwater also recognized the big iron pot at a glance, and his face was full of surprise. Bonginer, how could you steal someone else's iron pot without their consent? This belongs to Qiang, please return it as soon as possible. Rainwater never expected that Bang Jenner would openly steal things from his neighbors. Taking without asking is considered stealing. She has never seen such a chicken thief child before. To be honest. With the rank of a stick meme, his peers are no match for him at all. I don't know what the rain is about. Stick memes are not afraid at all. I picked it up, why return it? Rainwater was stunned. Stick meme, who taught you to say that? She never expected that the words spoken by Bang Jenner, who was only 5 years old, would shatter her values. Is this what a child should say? Who taught it? There's no need to ask. Of course it's the old shrew of Zhang. In the original drama, Qin Huairu worked in the factory during the day and had no time to educate her children. Bang Jenner has been following Zhang's family since childhood. As the saying goes, the upper beam is not straight and the lower beam is crooked. What kind of person is Zhang? It's strange that you can learn the baton well. Li Qiang issued an ultimatum at this time. Bang Jenner, this is my iron pot. You have no right to take it. For the sake of your family, as long as you return it, I will let bygones be bygones. Li Qiang said so. But I had no intention of letting go of the stick meme in my heart. However, in the following words, Bang Jenner shattered Rainwater's 3 views. Slightly, what you say is yours is yours. You call him a name, can he agree, can't he? This is what I found, it's mine. Bang Jenner stuck out her tongue, looking like a scoundrel at a young age. This look. Anyone would be surprised. It can be seen how terrible the education that Bang Jenner received from a young age is. The whole person is crooked. Rainwater was also angry at this moment. This is Brother Chang's iron pot. I see it every time I come. How could you be such a scoundrel? The appearance of Bang Jenner not afraid at all. In this courtyard house. There is no one he is afraid of yet. Grandma said that everyone owes their own family. No matter who owns it, as long as you look at it right, just take it directly. Of course, it's best to take things without being aware of them. If someone catches the current situation, there's no need to be afraid. Grandma can be the backup. Bang Jenner looks very reckless. I picked it up, unless you call him and he can agree, why should I repay it? Looking at the appearance of Bang Jenner, Rainwater really doesn't hit a single spot with anger. I didn't realize before that Bang Jenner was such a scoundrel. I'm only 5 years old, that's all. If you grow up, you can still get it. While Rainwater was pondering, a figure swayed past her. Li Qiang walked directly to Bang Jenner and looked at her fearless gaze. Lift your hand and drop it hard. Pop. This slap accumulated Li Qiang's anger. Bang Jenner was pulled flying and rotated 360 degrees in the air before landing on the ground. Bang Jenner's teeth were knocked out a few times, and blood flowed from the corners of her mouth. The half of the face that was beaten is already swollen and tall. Bang Jenner's face was covered in dust, and her clothes were also covered in dirt. Bang Jenner raised her head, first looking bewildered, then realizing that she had been beaten and burst into tears. Li Qiang gave Bang Jenner a cold glance. Dare to steal your own things. A slap on you is light. Li Qiang treated these beasts without any sympathy. This slap is too soothing. In the original drama, Bang Jenner started sneaking around from a young age and never received a lesson. This led to the fact that when Bang Jenner grew up, he became a white-eyed wolf. This kind of child with incorrect values should be taught a lesson from a young age. Rainwater covered his mouth, his face full of shock. Brother Qiang, the meme is so small. Would it be a bit heavy if you hit him? Rainwater doesn't think Li Qiang was wrong, he's just worried that if he breaks the stem of the stick, the responsibility will be greater. Li Qiang said nonchalantly, don't worry, I'll keep my hands. I'll teach him a lesson, it won't break. Just speaking. The crying of Bang Jenner finally startled Haizhong and Qin out of their homes. A fat woman hurriedly arrived at Banggener's side. My grandson, what's wrong with this face? Who hit it? Another beautiful-looking woman was also stunned, and it was Qin. Stick meme, who hit you? Bang Jenner cried even more sadly, he didn't say anything, just kept crying. It seems to have suffered a great deal of injustice. Although the stick meme person is small, he also has many hearts. He cried for a while and raised his hand to point at Li Qiang. Li Qiang also generously admitted. I did it, how should I drip it? There is no need to reason with animals. How can a scoundrel come? Haizhong and Qin were both stunned. Actually, in their opinion. Bang Jenner is so young, only 5 years old, adults won't argue with him. Isn't that bullying the small with the big? It doesn't sound good to be heard by the neighbors when it's rumored. No way to think. Surprisingly, it was Li Qiang who fought. Zhang's anger immediately rose from her heart. If you dare to hit my grandson, I'll fight with you. You unemployed bastard, a waste of life waiting to die, no one will buy you a coffin when you get old. I'll fight with you. As he spoke, he opened his teeth and rushed towards Li Qiang with all his claws. Chapter 3. Angry Fan Zhang. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 3. Angry Fan Zhang seeing Zhang rushing towards him. Li Qiang held back his anger in his heart. He is not the old Li Qiang, the down-to-earth person. Speaking of it. The death of the predecessor is closely related to the hidden mockery of these beasts. Just because I knew the true face of these beasts. My predecessor suffered from depression. In the end, I couldn't bear it anymore and chose suicide. In the original drama, the old shrew Zhang made Li Qiang's teeth itch with hatred. Eating and being lazy is all that matters. The key is insatiable greed and inner filth. So. Li Qiang lifted his foot and directly kicked Zhang's belly. Zhang covered her stomach and said, You. This kick was almost kicked by her overnight dinner. She never expected it. Li Qiang dared to fight back. Normally. This move can scare anyone. But she didn't expect that Li Qiang was no longer the same person as before, not afraid of her at all. Zhang is temporarily unable to take action at this time. So he started cursing loudly. Little rabbit, do you dare to kick me? Is it moral? I curse that you will never marry a wife, never make money, and be so poor that you can't even afford a coffin board. Li Qiang took the initiative to approach Zhang and slapped his face with his arm. Pop! This slap landed firmly on Zhang's face. Li Qiang is not weak. Half of Zhang's face immediately swelled up. Li Qiang could have chosen to dodge on his side, but who made Zhang's mouth stinky? Li Qiang had no choice but to take action. Jia and Zhang were all confused. Li Qiang doesn't feel relieved yet. He swung his arm again and slapped Zhang on the other side. Now. Zhang's whole face was swollen and tall, and she broke her appearance directly. Zhang's teeth were also knocked out a few times. Blood flowed down the corner of the mouth. Zhang only realized the pain and immediately screamed wildly. I'm going to kill you. Little rabbit. Seeing Zhang's face swollen like a pig's head, Qin Huairu was quite frightened. When have you seen Li Qiang so ruthless? Treat children and the elderly with no mercy. Bang Jenner was also scared silly. This scene made his scalp tingle. Rainwater was even more shocked. Is Brother Qiang so fierce? In the original drama, there were too many mistakes made by Zhang, and every time they were taken out, they wished to be skinned and cramped. Take stick memes as an example, they have been sneaking around since childhood. The elderly always lead their children to the right path. Zhang is doing well. Good things are not taught to stick memes, what bad things are taught all over. Either say it. Bang Jenner didn't learn well from a young age, it was taught by Zhang. Li Qiang slapped him these 2 times. I feel relieved in my heart. If it weren't for rainwater blocking it, he would really want to give Zhang another 2 slaps. Zhang grinned in pain. I dare not touch the swollen area with my hands, it hurts as soon as I touch it. Immediately, he glared angrily at Li Qiang. Big guy, come out quickly. Hit the old man. Zhang suddenly turned her face. Clapping her thighs with both hands, she let out a moan. Immediately attracted the other residents in the courtyard. What's wrong with this? Yo, who hit Zhang's face? Why did Bang Jenner get beaten up too? Seeing Zhang's face swollen like a pig's head, even Bangjier's face was swollen halfway. The residents are all puzzled. With a lively mood, everyone began to point out. Upon seeing everyone appear, Zhang immediately felt as if she had suffered a great injustice. Hit the old man, everyone come out and take a look. Is there any reason left? I'm living at such an old age, let a little rabbit beat me, I won't live anymore. Qin Huairu quietly wiped away her tears. Mom! Step forward and support Zhang. Let's not talk anymore. We can't afford to provoke others. In case we give you another chance. Seeing the angry appearance of the mother.in.law and daughter.in.law. The onlookers were even more puzzled in their hearts. Zhang, who hit you on earth? You should be clear about it. Upon hearing these words, Zhang seemed to be pointing at Li Qiang just to wait for this sentence. He hit me. Everyone looked at Li Qiang. Li Qiang is not ambiguous and directly admits. I did it right, she should have. She sprayed feces all over her mouth, insulting my personality. As soon as this sentence is spoken, the residents were all shocked. On the one hand, it was unexpected that Li Qiang, who is usually honest and straightforward, would even resort to physical violence one day. Also, everyone knows that Zhang is a notorious shrew and not easy to provoke. Li Qiang provoked her, isn't it purely a matter of seeking guilt? At this point, an old man with gray hair stood up and said, Zhang, Qiangzi has always been on his duty. I have watched him grow up since I was young, and you must have driven him crazy. Let him apologize to you, and this matter will be over. The speaker is Mr. Wu. When Li Qiang's parents were alive, the 2 families moved around a lot, and after their death, Uncle Wu also helped Li Qiang multiple times. Li Qiang knew that Uncle Wu was helping him escape. In this courtyard, except for the birds, there are still some kind-hearted people with conscience. Jia Zhang's call for everyone to come out is not to help Li Qiang exonerate. Immediately glared angrily at Grandpa Wu. What nonsense are you talking about, Mr. Wu? He hit me, but it's not right. Why did I push him so hard? Are your eyes angry? Can't you see what I've been beaten up to? Grandpa Wu really has a heart to help Li Qiang. After all, the relationship between the two families is there, and Li Qiang is indeed honest and straightforward. I haven't seen him blush with anyone in these years. He is also reasonable. If it weren't for pushing people too hard, they would be able to take action. I was originally planning to act as a mediator to mediate. You can hear Jia Zhang's foul language, which makes him very angry. Immediately shake hands and say, okay, I'm kind enough to help you resolve the conflict. If you don't listen and scold me, I don't care. The residents are whispering and pointing. Jia Zhang's mouth is so foul-smelling. I deserve to be beaten. Old Wu didn't say anything wrong, he really doesn't know good people. Who dares to help them in the future? Upon hearing these discussions, Jia Zhang was very angry, but it was not easy to get angry with them. Jia Zhang suddenly sat on the ground. Oh my, I hit someone. Is there anyone else to take care of me? I'm in my 50s, but if someone in my 20s hits me, I won't live anymore. At first glance, the residents find it difficult to discuss further. If there is no man at home, the elderly and children will be bullied. Is there any natural reason? There are bad people in the courtyard. Jia Zhangdun put on a crying and despairing look of grievance. Li Qiang saw it in his eyes. It's really a waste of talent for Jia Zhang not to compete for the Oscar. Just this acting skill. How many Hollywood celebrities need to be beaten? This naturally means that Jia Zhang's performance has already been seen through by Li Qiang. Li Qiang also has no intention of wasting his time here. So he sneered. I hit you, but why didn't you tell everyone how you insulted me? Jia Zhang pretended not to hear and continued to perform. Li Qiang is very calm. Continuing. I was supposed to have a good conversation with her, but without saying a few words, she rushed over and tried to fight me hard. I didn't intend to see her in the same way, but she kicked her nose and face, thinking I was afraid of her. She scolded me and insulted me, saying that I was old and couldn't afford a coffin. As soon as these words were spoken, Jia Zhang and Qin Huairu's faces changed. The curse was also calculated. As the saying goes, when cursing, don't scold short, and when hitting, don't hit in the face. It is well known that Li Qiang has an honest and straightforward personality, which makes it difficult to find a partner. Jia Zhang's words are equivalent to cursing him for being single and suffering poverty for the rest of his life. No one can bear it. Chapter 4. Jia Zhang's performance. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 4 Jia Zhang's performance. Jia Zhang, your words are a bit off topic. Well, isn't this purely insulting? There's nothing like this. Residents also empathize with it. Blaming Jia and Zhang one after another. Jia Zhang's words were immediately blocked. I didn't expect Li Qiang to be so difficult to deal with. According to her understanding of Li Qiang. Be honest and straightforward. Laugh when you see people. At first glance, he is a cowardly person who is easy to bully. I didn't expect it. Li Qiang's counterattack is really well-founded. What makes it even more difficult for her to accept? Everyone she called. On the contrary, Li Qiang took advantage of it. Qin Huairu looked at Li Qiang with a strange gaze. To be honest. Since marrying into a courtyard house at the age of 18 in May 1st, she saw the handsome Li Qiang at a glance. I also secretly inquired about Li Qiang's family background. Later on, it was discovered that Li Qiang was handsome and his family was so poor that they couldn't even afford it, and he wasn't even a worker. There is no comparison with Jia Dongxiu, who is a worker. If viewed by appearance, Li Qiang is definitely a good match. Qin Huairu has no regrets at all. She didn't choose Li Qiang at first. At this moment, she had a feeling that she didn't seem to understand Li Qiang at all. His perception comes from hearsay and subjective speculation. Perhaps he is not what people feel. Li Qiang spoke forcefully at this moment. She's scolding me like this. What kind of mercy should I leave for her? I'll just hit her, how can I drip it? The air suddenly quieted down. If Li Qiang hits someone without reason, then Jia and Zhang still have reason. But now Li Qiang will explain the reason. That's why Jia Zhang didn't pay attention. This era has just broken away from superstition. Many things are taboo. A young man in his prime, who says he will never find a partner in his lifetime, and hitting someone is always light. When encountering someone who is not good, I can go to your house with a knife and work hard. It cannot be said that people in this era have many problems. But this is the characteristic of this era, which has created such thoughts and habits. But Li Qiang suddenly said such fearless words. Still stunned everyone. In this courtyard. Who doesn't know that Jia Zhang is not easy to deal with? Everyone knows that there is a backing behind Jia Zhang's family. Those who dare to argue with Jia Zhang to the end, Li Qiang is really a scorpion defecating only one. The residents also admire it in their hearts. Old Wu clapped his hands and cheered. Anyway, they all offended the Jia and Zhang families. He has long been displeased with Jia Zhang. Take last year as an example. My family just ate a pickled cabbage-filled bun, which made Jia Zhang smell it and secretly arranged to eat it alone, unaware of helping her family. The angry old man Wu didn't eat all day. Qiangzi, I support you. Thank you, Mr. Wu. Li Qiang didn't have a good expression towards Jia and Zhang, but he still showed a gentle smile when facing old Wu. Qiang, I also support you. Rainwater looked straight at Li Qiang. It is the age when love is just beginning to bloom. She only thinks that today's Li Qiang is really handsome, just like those chivalrous heroes in martial arts novels who are full of justice in their hearts. Jia Zhang seems to have no intention of giving up. Glancing at the stick meme. Bang Jenner immediately understood Grandma's meaning. Immediately, she covered her face and began to cry sadly. Grandma, my face hurts so much, it hurts so much. Grandchild, don't cry. Grandma is heartbroken. It's really a godsend. Even a child like this has to be taken care of. It's really not something. Jia Zhang looked at Bang Jenner's injury as if it were a phantom. One plan cannot be achieved. Since Li Qiang can counterattack once, I don't believe he can fight back a second time. Who hit you? Tell Grandma, don't be afraid, Grandma will make the decision for you. Bang Jenner pointed to Li Qiang. The residents were shocked again. Did he also hit the stick meme? Jia Zhang immediately aimed his spear at Li Qiang again. What did you say this time? We also need to make Li Qiang pay the price for hitting others. Why did I scold you? It's not because you hit my grandson. My great-grandson is only 5 years old this year, so he's just a little mischievous. What has he done? Can he still have the same perspective as a child when he's an adult? Bang Jenner is still a child. As an adult, why do you hate to go down and hit someone with your hands? Did I scold you wrong? Jia Zhang finished speaking. Staring angrily at Li Qiang. Qin Huairu's eyes turned red. Although she didn't speak up, her pitiful appearance was truly touching. She didn't say a word. But it's equivalent to Jia Zhang saying 100 words. Otherwise, Qin Huairu is the most scheming, a wicked white lotus flower. She has fully utilized her strengths. seeing the pitiful appearance of Qin Huairu. Some male residents couldn't help but say a few words for them. Qiangzi, this is your fault. Even if the child is not right, adults cannot hit him. Bang Jenner is only 5 years old, and he's at the age of eating shit. He doesn't understand anything. Why do we have the same understanding as him? Qiangzi, I have to talk about you too. People are reluctant to hit them themselves. What qualifications do you have to hit their children? Jia Zhangshi gained everyone's approval, with a proud expression on her face. Ignite everyone's emotions. Put Li Qiang directly on the opposite side. Now. Li Qiang can no longer turn around. Next. As long as Li Qiang softens up, you can also take some money from him. It's okay if you don't have money. Then take the grain as compensation. Anyway, as a young man, he can eat 1 or 2 meals less and never starve to death. But the Jia family cannot succeed. Orphans and widows, there are still 2 young ones at home, and that amount is not enough to eat. Bang Jenner is about to go to school. This half-big kid eats the poor old man. When it comes to growing up, it's important to eat more. Li Qiang sneered in his heart. Also calm and unhurried. Appearing very calm. Jia Zhang, why don't you ask your family's meme, why did I hit him, said with a smile. Jia Zhang was taken aback. I don't care what the reason is, anyway, if you hit someone, it's your fault. You must give us an explanation for the old Jia family today. Li Qiang sneered. What if I don't give it? Jia Zhang sneered even more. If you don't give it, that's easy. Our whole family is stuck at your house and won't leave. Huairu, go home and pack your things now. We'll be staying at his house today. Qiangzi, I'm telling you, if you don't give us an explanation, I'll report to the police station tomorrow. Hitting someone is illegal, and no one can save you. As soon as these words were spoken, the residents became worried about Li Qiang. After all, Jia Zhang is a master who can say and do. She really needs to report to the police station. Li Qiang definitely has no good fruit to eat. You go report the case, go now. If you want to stay at my house, believe it or not, I'll break your mother.in.law and daughter.in.law's legs. If you don't believe it, you can give it a try. As soon as this sentence is spoken. Shocked all the residents. I heard you right, Qiangzi is so brave. He's going to fight against Jia Zhang's family to the end. What's wrong with Qiangzi? It's like a different person. I've never seen him so hot-tempered before. Chapter 5. Evil Mother-in-Law's Defeat. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 5. Just as the residents were discussing extensively, Li Qiang turned to Hiyuhui and said, Rainwater, can you come in and help me bring a chair? Ah. Rainwater smiled and nodded in agreement without even thinking. She really likes this kind of strong brother, feeling inexplicably secure in her heart, as if any hardship is no longer a problem. Rainwater brought out an old stool from Li Qiang's house. Here, brother Qiangzi. Rainwater handed it to Li Qiang and stood behind him. Li Qiang sat at his doorstep with a chair like a golden sword. His eyes were blazing with flames. At this moment, it feels like Guangong is possessed. No one dares to look directly. I'm not afraid my legs will be broken, so come here. Anyway, I've already said ugly things. Believe it or not, it's up to you. What to do is up to me. Li Qiang's words came out immediately. The residents were all surprised and felt that Li Qiang was so unfamiliar at the moment. The air is very quiet. Even Jia Zhang and Qin Huairu dared not look directly at Li Qiang, their eyes dodging. Bang Jenner even hid behind Qin Huairu and dared not show her head. Finally, Li Qiang broke the silence. If you don't speak, then I'll tell you the ugly things that Bang Jenner did and let everyone evaluate and reason. Jia Zhang and Qin Huairu looked up at the same time. A hint of panic flashed in the eyes of the mother-in-law and daughter-in-law. Although I don't know exactly where Bang Jenner offended Li Qiang. But they still know about their own children. Bang Jenner must have done something outrageous to get beaten. The mother-in-law and daughter-in-law exchanged a glance and exchanged their thoughts. Never let Li Qiang speak up. In fact, they also felt very surprised at this moment. The unfamiliarity and oppression brought to them by today's Li Qiang were something they had never imagined after years of living in a courtyard house. To be honest, the mother-in-law and daughter-in-law have not yet met any enemies in the courtyard. But now he is threatened by Li Qiang, unable to say a word. It feels like a dream. Although I don't know if this is Li Qiang's true face. But the mother-in-law and daughter-in-law know one thing, which is that if they continue to entangle, it will only be themselves who suffer losses. So, Zhang looked up quickly at Li Qiang, still hesitant to look directly into his eyes. You're tough enough, Huairu. Take your grandson and let's go. There are bad people in the courtyard, and we can't afford to provoke them. Qin Huairu nodded, picked up her stick, and walked home. Walk cleanly and neatly. The impression given to outsiders is like being bullied and avoiding bad people. Zhang's acting skills were even more extreme. Lao Jia, Dong Su, you left too early, leaving us orphans and widows with nowhere to reason after being bullied. Zhang knew it was already difficult to achieve her goal at this moment, and when she left, she didn't forget to discuss Li Qiang. It seems like Li Qiang bullied them when he saw that there were no men in her family. The residents in the courtyard pointed and pointed. But they were all shocked. When did they see the evil mother-in-law and daughter-in-law meet their opponents? Today they met. When Old Wu heard some accusations against Li Qiang, he immediately didn't have a good way to express himself. Save it all, why bother with others' affairs and do what you should do? Mr. Wu's words serve as a reminder that only young people can chew on someone's tongue, and those discordant voices immediately disappear. The residents watching the excitement gradually dispersed. Wait for all the residents in the courtyard to leave. Mr. Wu then approached Li Qiang, smiling with admiration in his eyes. Xiangzi, you're doing the right thing. You shouldn't be afraid of her, the more you're afraid of her, the more you'll push your nose and face. Li Qiang got up from the stool, revealing a mouthful of big white teeth. You always see through it. The more Mr. Wu looked at Li Qiang, the more satisfied he became. Alright, I'll go back first. After speaking, he hummed a tune and left, looking in a very good mood. There are only Li Qiang and Rainwater left in the courtyard. Rainwater was very excited, and his whole body's blood seemed to be burning. Today's strong brother is really too manly. He is simply the true man in his heart. Especially the posture of sitting on the chair directly intimidated everyone. Isn't this just the plot of the novel being adapted into reality? Rainwater unconsciously compared the man in front of him to his own brother. It seems to be one type of person, but obviously Qianga is better. Because Yuzhu always speaks with his fists. But today, Changgu just sat there and solved all the problems, it's amazing. But she still has a doubt in her heart. Chang, how did Zhang and Qin Huairu leave? They are not so easy to give up. Li Qiang smiled, of course he knew that the evil mother-in-law and daughter-in-law were just temporarily withdrawing their troops. Wait, they will definitely continue to think of ways to regain the face they lost before. Today, Zhang and Qin Huairu had such a scene that they had already lost face and left in a disheveled manner, and it was even more dignified to sweep the floor. The reasons for the retreat of Zhang and Qin Huairu. Li Qiang also thought of it. They are afraid that I will expose the fact that I stole my iron pot to sell my stick. You see, stealing is illegal. If the people in the courtyard know about it, they have a son who steals things. He can't help but keep his face shut and is being gossiped behind his back. Rainwater suddenly appeared. Yeah, stealing is illegal. I just think that Bang Jenner is only 5 years old and the police can't catch him, but the neighbors will be wary of the Jia family from now on. Li Qiang gave Rainwater a appreciative glance. In fact, Rainwater only thought of what was right in front of him. To delve deeper, the law cannot help but stick to the truth. But don't forget. Jia Zhang and Qin Huairu have always been the key recipients of assistance in the courtyard. If this matter is not handled properly. So from then on, no one among the residents was willing to help the old Jia family. Don't forget. There is still a moral deity living in this courtyard. He asked everyone to take the lead in donating money to the Jia family with one sentence: who can avoid it? It's noon, Chang. Let me cook for you. Rainwater glanced at the sky. After finishing speaking, he happily entered the room. Li Qiang looked at Rainwater's back and thought for a moment, his figure would look even better if he had it repaired. At the same time, when Jia Zhang returned home, she immediately slapped Qin Huairu in the face and didn't say a word, rummaging through boxes and cabinets looking for ointment. Intentionally smashing things at home. Qin Huairu looked aggrieved and knew that Jia Zhang was angry with her. Mom, the ointment isn't there, I'll find it for you. Jia Zhang stopped his movements. I'm asking you, why didn't you say a word just now? If you help me a little, we won't come back with a disheveled face. Jia Zhang directly questioned. Qin Huairu's heart tightened and she suddenly felt a bit uneasy. Chapter 6. System start, Bang Ji Air breaks hands. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 6. System start, Bang Ji Air breaks hands. Qin Huairu thought of the strong and oppressive feeling that Li Qiang had shown today. I'm a bit scared. Despite being a very handsome and sunny person, I never expected to have such a cruel side. Qin Huairu finally realized how outrageous she was when she saw Li Qiang. Since Jia Zhang asked, I can't tell her that she was afraid and didn't dare to speak. I didn't know that Li Qiang was such a bad person. He even beat children and elderly people. If I say that, what should I do together? Say it. Qin Huairu once again put on a pitiful expression of grievance. Sitting directly next to Jia Zhang, his eyes turned red and he wiped away a tear. If even I get beaten up, let everyone take a look at me tomorrow at work. Those who don't know might think I've been raped. If you want me to be beaten up, I'll go talk to Li Qiang now, he said with great grievances. Qin Huairu stood up directly, wiped the corners of her eyes, and was about to leave. Stop and come back to me. Jia Zhang stopped Qin Huairu. Qin Huairu returned, and this move has been tried and tested repeatedly. Despite being outside, she is like a white lotus flower. But at home, after spending a long time with Jia Zhang, I had already figured out her personality. What is Jia Zhang most afraid of? It's not that I can't afford to eat, it's not that I'm looked down upon by others. What she is most afraid of is that Qin Huairu puts a green hat on the dead ghost Jia Dongshu. Every time Jia Zhang complains about Qin Huairu, Qin Huairu put on a bold posture, trying to smear the face of the dead ghost Jia Dongshu. Every time Jia Zhang eats this set. Jia Zhang said in a long tone, Huairu, I was angry just now. Don't take it seriously. The mother-in-law daughter-in-law relationship has resumed as before. Qin Huairu became worried and said, but Mom, when Bang Jenner and you were beaten, should we just swallow our pride like this? Look at Li Qiang's posture, whoever goes to him will hit him. Jia Zhang's face suddenly turned angry. That Li Qiang is not a good person, and I wonder how he can be so ruthless when he looks at someone who is honest and straightforward. He doesn't even recognize his parents. If he were like him, he might even be able to beat his own father. Qin Huairu felt a chill in her spine when she thought about it. Jia Zhang sneered. But we also have a way to deal with that little brat. Isn't he getting into trouble with us? Qiang, he bullied our orphan and widowed mother. Let's admit it. We can't deal with him, doesn't it mean others can't deal with him? You wait for it to get dark. Upon hearing these words, Qin Huairu seemed to have thought of something. A suspended heart suddenly let go. Cheng, we must take this tone and make Li Qiang pay the price. Have lunch. Li Qiang has a habit of taking naps, so she didn't leave any rain at home and asked her to go back. Li Qiang just closed his eyes. At this moment, an unexpected sound appeared in his mind. Ding! The curse system has detected a suitable host, Li Qiang. Installing. Completing the installation. For the convenience of the host's use, this system has already implemented a notebook, and the detailed usage method needs to be viewed by the host themselves. System. Li Qiang was stunned for half a second, then quickly stood up from the Kong like a carp. Li Qiang's face showed unprecedented ecstasy. I'm finally someone with a system. Through time travel, he was in poverty and thought he didn't have a system. Subsequently, a massive amount of information quickly entered Li Qiang's brain. He instantly knew how to use the system. Li Qiang spread out his left hand. A black notebook suddenly appeared in his palm. There is also a white feather pen on the cover of the notebook. This is what the system calls instantiation. With this, you can curse anyone. For every curse completed, I will receive a reward. That's really great. If it's just cursing someone, there's no risk at all. The key is that the other person doesn't even know they're being cursed. Being able to deal with enemies without the knowledge of the gods or ghosts. I am also a person with causal weapons. Li Qiang is very excited. No less than winning a 1 billion yuan prize. Li Qiang picked up a feather pen and opened the first page of his notebook. If you curse, then I will curse stick Jenner into a mouse and be killed by Qin Huairu. If Li Qiang wants to curse the person in his heart the most now, it must be Bang Jenner, a white-eyed wolf. In the original drama, Bang Jenner started sneaking around from a young age and grew up to be close to Su Dumao. Knowing that Su Dumao and his stepfather, Silly Zhu, were not good at dealing with each other, not only did he not distinguish between good and bad people, but he also recognized Su Dumao as his master. When I was a child, I ruined the marriage between Qin Huairu and Silly Zhu, but as I grew up, I even hindered them from being together. Even shamelessly occupying the house of the foolish pillar. No, please ask the host to write a curse that conforms to the logic of reality. Received a rejection response from the system. Li Qiang was also taken aback. That is to say, turning a stick into a mouse does not conform to the logic of reality. You're right to think about it. If a big living person turns into a mouse, wouldn't it become the world of cultivating immortals? Li Qiang quickly changed his mindset. When it comes to adaptability, he comes from the 21st century but has played with all kinds of cows. Bang Jenner stole my iron pot, then let him cut off one hand. This should be in line with the logic of reality. Li Qiang quickly wrote down the content of the curse stick meme in his notebook. Of course, don't worry about being seen. Because others can't even see this notebook. At the same time. Jia family. Qin Huairu just finished putting ointment on Bongganer's face. Looking at my son's swollen half-face. Qin Huairu had the urge to strangle Li Qiang, but unfortunately, she could only think about it in her heart. White Lotus never personally goes to the battlefield to kill enemies. Bang Jenner, tell mom why Li Qiang hit you. Right now, isn't it supporting the country's steel smelting? I saw a big iron pot that no one wanted, so I prepared to take it out to support the country. Assuming that Li Qiangfei said that pot was his, he hit me. Upon hearing this, Qin Huairu immediately became furious. Just for the sake of a pot, I hit you. Bang Jenner nodded sincerely, his little eyes devoid of any impurities, very bright, proving that he was not lying. It's just that Qin Huairu didn't notice that what Bongganer said was that no one wanted an iron pot. But not to mention that the iron pot was stolen from the corner of Li Qiang's house. After hearing this, Zhang even cursed loudly, "God damn Li Qiang, my grandson is also supporting national construction. He is a bad guy and doesn't distinguish between good and bad people. This matter is not over. When Haizhong comes back, I must ask him to help us uphold justice." Qin Huairu also supported Zhang's approach. "I hated Li Qiang to death in my heart. It's just a broken pot, as for hitting someone. Thinking of my first time entering a quadrangle and seeing Li Qiang's handsome face, there was a moment of excitement. She now feels that marrying Jia Dongxiu was a wise choice. It's time, let's cook." The mother-in-law and daughter-in-law immediately arranged for lunch. Banganer was left unattended and lay playing on the Kong, rolling on it, rolling left and right. Suddenly, the stick rolled off the Kong. Accompanied by a click, there was also a pitiful scream like that of a pig slaughtered by a stick. Bang Jenner broke his right hand, it was he who fell it himself. Chapter 7. The Tragedy of Bang Jenner. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 7. Upon hearing Bang Jenner's screams, Qin Huairu rushed to the inner room at the first moment. Qin Huairu was stunned. Bang Jenner's right wrist is swollen and tall, with a red and purple color that is very penetrating. Pain, pain. Bang Jenner only knows how to cry out for pain now. At a young age, he has never experienced such pain. Qin Huairu quickly reacted and panicked, about to check the condition of the stick. "Stick meme, how did you end up like this?" Qin Huairu didn't dare to exert force, just lightly touched it, and the stick felt painful. Qin Huairu's face changed. "This is a broken hand." Zhang walked into the inner room at the sound and was also startled by the scene before her. "At first glance, I saw that Kanji's wrist was injured. Oh my great-grandson, does it hurt? Oh my, how could it be like this?" Zhang squatted down to examine the injuries of Bangjie, and it hurt as soon as she touched it. Her face also changed. "It's broken, it's a fall." "Stick, tell grandma, what are you doing?" Banganer can't speak fluently now, just pointing in the direction of the earthen Kong. Zhang glanced at the earthen Kong and said, "It's broken. I accidentally fell off the Kong. Huairu, hurry up and take the stick to see the doctor. If it's too late, you might not be able to connect it." Qin Huairu's mind had long been blank, and her beloved son was in great pain when such a thing happened. Upon hearing Zhang's reminder, she finally regained her senses. "Go to the hospital or a small clinic?" Qin Huairu asked. Zhang anxiously said, "Of course I went to the hospital. This is not a cough or a cold. Just take some medicine and it will be fine. It hurts my muscles and bones, so I need to go to the hospital. Hurry up. It has to be said." Zhang indeed dotes on Banganer, her only grandson. Qin Huairu nodded, pulled up her stick and walked out. Zhang followed behind. The family is extremely anxious. After leaving the house, Bang Jenner was still crying, and the sound of crying reached the ears of the residents. Despite everyone's curiosity, no one came out to check. Li Qiang heard the mournful cries of Bang Jenner. "Looking out through my own glass." Bang Jenner raised her right hand and cried bitterly. "Bones break. Adults can't stand it, let alone a 5-year-old child." Li Qiang was very surprised. Unexpectedly, the system's curse came true too quickly. Great. Seeing the pitiful appearance of Bang Jenner, Li Qiang was very relieved. Bang Jenner has been sneaking around since childhood. The other residents of the courtyard who had long been provoked were dissatisfied. If it weren't for the support behind the Jia family. And people in this era are relatively simple, like those who are full of revenge thoughts, very few. Most people are unwilling to see things in the same way as children. But they underestimated the bottom line of the flock of birds. It is precisely this kind of indulgence. Only then did he become a white-eyed wolf when he grew up. It's better to become disabled this time. Bang Jenner won't be able to steal anything in the future. I've done something good for the courtyard house. Li Qiang watched as the three of Qin Huairu's family left, his lips curved upwards. This is the end of stealing his iron pot. At this moment. Ding, congratulations to the host for completing a curse. Congratulations to the host for obtaining 50 kilograms of high-quality flour, 50 kilograms of high-quality rice, 30 kilograms of pork belly, and 20 kilograms of grain and oil. Li Qiang almost forgot about the system's rewards. Li Qiang is very happy. I didn't expect the reward to be so generous for completing the curse mission for the first time. 50 pounds of flour is enough for him to eat alone for several days. You can make some dough lumps, add some cabbage and cook them together to make a soup of dough lumps, and then add a little bit of vinegar. It's really delicious. Li Qiang rarely cooked in his previous life. All women serve him to eat and drink. Say it again. As a factory manager, he socializes a lot every day, either at the hotel or on his way to the hotel. This lump soup was something he learned to make when he was a child. This is also the only thing he can do. Keep the rice for now, I'll prepare some hard dishes before eating. Ordinary people hardly ever eat rice for several years. He doesn't feel like eating now. If the fragrance of rice overflows and he doesn't have a job now, this source of funding will raise doubts. You should know. At this time, there were spies lurking in old Beijing, and they were caught tightly. If people know that he can still enjoy delicious food without a job, it will be difficult to explain. Bang Jenner came back that afternoon. My hands were wrapped in bandages. He no longer cried, holding a few candies in his hand before eating. This was bought for him by Qin Huairu on his way back. A family of 3 returned to the courtyard, and all the residents at home noticed, just watching coldly. Mr. Wu lives in a small house in the corner of the middle courtyard. Seeing the stick stem break my hand. Old Wu also felt very relieved in his heart. People are doing it, the sky is watching. Time quickly arrived at night. Today's courtyard is particularly peaceful. It seems that something bad is brewing. Jia family. Although Bang Jenner received treatment, she spent a lot of money seeking medical treatment in the hospital. Although Zhang was reluctant in his heart, he did not complain. But there is also anger in my heart. Thinking of the humiliation suffered during the day. Zhang vented this anger on Li Qiang. Li Qiang, who killed us this day, is really a fallen star. He must have been the one who defeated our stick meme, otherwise it would have been so good. How could stick meme fall off the Kong? That's what I said. It seems like Li Qiang pushed the stick down from the Kong. Qin Huairu has just cried. From childhood to adulthood, she has loved and taken good care of Bang Jenner. She has never seen Bang Jenner suffer. She is now focused on Bang Jenner and has not listened to Zhang's words at all. There was no response from Qin Huairu. Zhang glanced out the window, it was getting dark, and it was time for the workers at the steel rolling mill to finish work. Zhang's eyes suddenly lit up. I saw a tall figure passing by the courtyard, pushing my bicycle past the moonlit door. It's Zhong who has returned. Zhang seemed to have seen a savior and didn't even greet Qin Huairu, heading straight outside the house. Chapter 8. The General Assembly of the Whole House targeting Li Qiang. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Chapter 8. Zhong has just returned to the courtyard after work, and his stomach is already hungry. He is preparing to go home for dinner. Suddenly heard Zhang calling him. Grandpa E, I have something urgent to tell you. Zhong glanced at Zhang. Although there was no expression on his face, he felt very disgusted in his heart. To be honest. If it weren't for taking Jia Dongshu as his disciple and rushing to retire for himself. He really doesn't want to talk to this old widow. Seeing that Jia Zhang said there was an urgent matter, Zhong knew it was definitely not a good thing. Still patiently asked. What urgent matter? Jia Zhang is also happy. The thug across from my house, Qiang, hit my grandson and even me this morning. You have to take care of this matter. Zhong frowned. Suddenly froze. He only then noticed that the swelling on both sides of Jia Zhang's face had not subsided, and the two palm prints could still be vaguely seen. Is this what Qiang called? I don't know why. Zhong felt inexplicably gloating when he saw Jia Zhang being beaten. But as the first master in the courtyard, he must take care of this matter. Realizing the seriousness of the situation, Zhong immediately changed his angry expression. This Qiang is so outrageous. It's impossible to beat the elderly and children. Jia Zhang quickly said. Yeah, that's just a bastard. But, at such an old age, when did a young man beat me? Rumors have it that my old face is going nowhere. Zhong gave Jia Zhang a disdainful glance. At such an old age, his mouth didn't know how to build up any reputation. Although I don't know what kind of conflict has occurred between Qiang and the Jia family. But this is not important. Hitting the elderly and children is not right. Is Banganer okay? Zhong asked. How could it be okay? How old is Qiang? My family's meme is only 5 years old, and everyone knows that we don't have the same view as our child. If my grandson gets scared and falls ill, Qiang and I can't finish it. Jia Zhang fiercely said. Zhong's brow furrowed even deeper. In a short period of time, Zhong already knows how to do it. Beating the elderly and children is lawless. These people cannot stay in the courtyard, they must be kicked out. Jia Zhang strongly agrees. That's right. We must drive out such a damned villain, or it will really be a rat dung that spoils the whole pot of porridge. Zhong no longer wants to hear Jia Zhang continue to nag. Okay, I'll go home and have a meal first. Later, I'll have a whole hospital meeting to resolve the issue. After speaking, he pushed his bicycle towards a house. With the promise of Zhong. Jia Zhang smiled smugly, then immediately put on a face that was small and successful. Qiang, dare to hit me, dare to hit my grandson, this time I want you to get out of here. Coincidentally, the vacant house will be left for my grandson to marry in the future. Jia Zhang is full of anticipation for the upcoming conference of the entire hospital. Qiang doesn't know yet. A general assembly targeting him to drive him out of the courtyard is about to take place. Qiang spent the whole afternoon. Tested the system. Learn as much as possible about the usage rules of the system. As mentioned earlier, curse content that goes beyond the logic of reality is not recognized and cannot be implemented. I also received another important piece of information. Curses can not only target someone, but also animals. Curse ants to bite their own kind. Curse the pigeon for raping its own kind. Curse the hornet to break its wings. Qiang also found that the object of the curse must be a person or animal he has seen before. When cursing, the appearance of the cursed object must be presented in the mind, otherwise the curse cannot be fulfilled. A proper causal weapon. Very powerful. Qiang also found that the rewards obtained from cursing animals are all attributes of physical fitness, and the values are very small. That is to say, the reward is the most abundant only when the cursed person succeeds. Qiang has decided at this moment to use the system on people in order to maximize his own interests. The general meeting of the entire institution will be held soon. Qiang was notified by Lu Guangtian. The original drama of Qing Man Siheyuan began in 6 or 5 years, when Lu Guangtian had already reached adulthood. Qin Huairu is 33 years old. He Yuzhu is 31 years old. Su Damao is 28 years old. This year is 5 or 8 years. Qin Huiru is 25 years old, He Yuzhu is 23 years old, and Su Damao is 21 years old. The general meeting of the entire court will be held in the middle court. The deaf old lady in the backyard, Su Damao, and Lu Xiaoa, have arrived. They got married in 5 or 6 years, and now it has been 2 years. 3 aunties stay together in the courtyard. Lu Guangtian and Lu Guangfu stood together. Yan Jiqing stands with his brothers and sisters. Silly Zhu and He Rainwater Station are together. Silly Zhu had a curious expression on his face, feeling that it was lively to watch. He Rainwater looked around in the crowd, looking for Li Chang's figure. She really wanted to stand with Li Chang, but due to being foolish, she did not take action. Li Chang glanced at it. Good guy. All the birds in the courtyard have arrived. Of course, Mr. Wu and other residents are also present. Li Chang sneered inwardly. This is a hongmen banquet. But he is very calm and composed. Step into the crowd. Seeing Li Chang appear. At this moment, sitting behind the table, Yi Zhonghai, Lu Haizhong, and Yan Fugue could all see it. There are 3 masters in the courtyard. The 3 most powerful individuals. Before the meeting, the 3 had already exchanged intelligence and opinions. Make a unanimous decision. We need to drive Li Chang out of the courtyard. He is a black sheep. The courtyard cannot keep him from continuing to harm the masses. Yi Zhonghai sternly rebuked with a cold face. Li Chang, do you know you're wrong? Everyone is very confused. Is Li Chang the protagonist of this conference? Everyone was surprised. Is it him? Su Damao frowned. I thought I was the arch-nemesis of Silly Pillar again. Thinking about seizing the opportunity later and throwing stones at the foolish pillar. Silly Zhu was also taken aback. What did this kid do? Silly Zhu didn't mind the big deal and asked with a smile. Yi Zhonghai ignored the foolish pillar. Continue asking. Li Chang, I'm asking you a question. Seeing Li Chang delaying his response. Bang the table in the bangs. Li Chang, what is your attitude? Now it's the 3 of us who are asking you a question, do you say it or not? Yan Fugue held a teapot in his hand and lifted the lid to blow a mouthful of foam. The book says, if you know your mistake, you can improve it. If we ask you a question now, you need to answer honestly in order to have a chance for leniency. Li Chang said lightly. It's not that I don't answer, it's that I really can't answer. I didn't make a mistake, what do I admit? As soon as this sentence is spoken. Yi Zhonghai's face darkened. Although there is no job. But getting along well with the neighbors. I thought I would see Li Chang panicking. But he found Li Chang surprisingly calm. Could it be that I misjudged this Li Chang, who was hiding it all? Yi Zhonghai knows it's useless to think too much. Let out a cold snort. Jia Zhang, can you tell me what Li Chang did? Jia Zhang had a small but successful face, and everyone looked at her. Chapter 9. Removing Lu Haizhong. You are listening at Novel Full.audio. Chapter 9. The residents were all surprised to see Jia Zhang standing up. I also feel sorry for the ending of Li Chang. Who didn't know that Jia Zhang was a notorious troublemaker, and if she was involved in anything, she would definitely cause a lot of trouble. Usually, people don't have time to hide. No one expected that the honest and straightforward Li Chang would provoke the Jia Zhang family. It can be imagined. Li Chang had more misfortunes this time. Of course, they were just watching the excitement. After all, the parties involved are not themselves. Why did Li Chang provoke the Jia and Zhang families? It's over, it's over. Jia Zhang is notorious for being difficult to deal with. It's better to offend Silly Zhu than to offend her. Jia Zhang pointed to her face, which was not yet swollen. Everyone, take a look. This is the palm seal, which was made by Qiang. As soon as these words were spoken, the residents were all stunned, especially Su Damao and Siheyuan. They are also exceptional figures in the courtyard. But they also dare not attack the Jia and Zhang families. Compared to Qiang, they suddenly became half weak. Jia Zhang was beaten by Qiang. When did it happen? It's unbelievable. It shouldn't be. Qiang, who usually looks kind, how could he possibly hit someone? The residents in the courtyard are also discussing. Haizhong rebuked at this moment. Human and material evidence are all here, are you still sophistry? Yan Fugue heavily lowered the teapot, looking very angry. How unreasonable. Beating an elderly person is so outrageous. Zhong believes that a conclusion can be drawn on this matter. Rainwater was anxious for Qiang in the crowd. Make every effort to explain for him. It's not like that, it's not what you think. You don't even know the reason behind the situation, so you can't falsely accuse a good person. But no one listened to her. After all, Rainwater is just an ordinary resident who speaks lightly, and the key is that the courtyard is controlled by 3 masters. Silly Zhu heard his sister defend Qiang. Suddenly, doubts arose in my heart. It sounds like Rainwater is very close to Qiang, it seems like I need to remind my sister. Qiang hits the elderly, such people must stay away. Qiang was very calm. I didn't argue, it was me who fought, that's what she should have fought. Upon hearing Qiang's words, Jia Zhang was furious. I live at such an old age, do I deserve to be beaten by you? Everyone listen, does he speak like a human? It's okay if you don't admit your mistake after hitting the old man, and you can confidently say that he should be beaten. The residents in the courtyard also developed a sense of disgust towards Qiang. It's too unethical, isn't it? I didn't expect Qiang to be this kind of person. It's true that one knows the face but not the heart. Upon hearing the residents scolding Qiang, Rainwater was in a hurry, but no one listened to her. Everyone is crying in a hurry. No, it's not what you think. There's a reason for this. Silly Zhu glanced at Rainwater. Are you still explaining it for him? I dare not even hit the old man. If he does, it's not right. Rainwater angrily said. There is a reason why Brother Qiang hit someone. Silly Zhu stopped talking. He was too lazy to know the reason for hitting someone. Anyway, since this matter has escalated to a general meeting of the entire court. So there is only one outcome, and Qiang will definitely pay a painful price. Because Zhong will definitely not let go of handling Qiang. I heard Qiang admit it. Zhong was also taken aback. This proves that Qiang is different from others, but that's all. Just admit it. Now it's easy to handle. Since you admit it, considering that your assault is a fact, the 3 of us have discussed it. Your situation is serious, and we will take action against you. Starting from today, we will move out of the courtyard and there will be no room for you here. After Zhong finished speaking, both Lu Hai and Yan Fugue nodded. Actually, when they discussed before, each had their own plans. Qiang's house was very large, and they planned to divide it equally. If you want to blame it, blame Qiang for doing a shameful and outrageous thing. Jia Zhang looked proud. Having breathed a sigh of relief, he could later act as a victim and openly demand Qiang's house. Kill 2 birds with 1 stone. Hear the handling results of Zhong. Su Damao shook his head in the crowd. Under the control of the 3 masters, no one would want to flip the waves unless it was their dog. Suddenly, it felt dull and tasteless. But at this moment, Qiang suddenly spoke forcefully. That's how you act like gentlemen. Why don't you ask me why I hit the Jia Zhang family? Everyone was stunned. Haizhong said coldly, the fact is that you hit someone, it's still your elders who hit you, so no matter what the reason is, it doesn't affect the decision to deal with you. Li Qiang suddenly looked coldly into the bangs. This banger was an official fan in the original drama. But there is not a half liang of ink in the stomach. Lu Haizhong prefers the eldest Lu Guangqi the most, but seeing Lu Guangqi's future is promising. I rarely go home. Lu Haizhong was panicked and worried that Lu Guangqi would never go home again, so he had always wanted to become a leader in his heart. In this way, one can lift their head in front of their eldest son. But his attitude towards the other two sons is completely opposite, often hitting and scolding. This kind of person, being able to become the second uncle, is completely unworthy of virtue and position. Lu Haizhong, keep your mouth shut. You don't even know Li Shun's own affairs, so you can just take care of others' family affairs. Do you have the ability? The bangs immediately turned red. This is Qi. Standing up from behind the table, glaring angrily at Li Qiang. What's your attitude? I'm the second eldest in the courtyard, apologize to me. Yi Zhonghai and Yan Fugue were both stunned. No one expected that Li Qiang would call Lu Haizhong's name directly, but the problem is, he still got to the point. After hearing Li Qiang's words, some residents couldn't help but laugh. Everyone knows about family matters in bangs. As the saying goes, parents are not kind and children are not filial. Li Qiang is absolutely right. Lu Haizhong often beats and scolds Lu Guangtian and the two brothers Lu Guangfu. I didn't handle my own affairs properly. Now I have some leisure time to deal with other people's affairs. It's really making people want to laugh. Upon hearing the laughter, Lu Haizhong knew he couldn't save face, and he couldn't believe that Li Qiang was so difficult to deal with. I intended to curse Li Qiang. The problem is, what Li Qiang said is all facts. In the crowd, Lu Guangtian and Lu Guangfu felt the strange gaze from their neighbors, and suddenly became suspicious. We are born to be beaten. Who makes us incapable? Aunt Air couldn't sit still anymore, only feeling a dull expression on her face. Originally, hitting children at home was a family matter. Now the whole hospital knows. I don't have the face to stand still now. Aunt Air turned her head and left. The bangs pointed angrily at Li Qiang. Good kid, your mouth is really powerful. You're amazing, I can't provoke you, I can hide. Speaking. Turning his head in the bangs, he also left. If he stayed any longer, he wished he could find a crack in the ground. Su Damao's eyes lit up. Easy eye, not to mention, Li Qiang has a bit of a temper, not bad. Lu Xiaoa smiled. You even praised him, he just hit the old man wrong. Su Damao didn't speak up. Everyone has their own opinions on this matter. He just felt that if Li Qiang could resolve this crisis, this person could be socialized. Chapter 10. Lu Haizhong she dies, falls, and eats dog shit. You are listening at novelfull.audio. Chapter 10. Turn around and leave when you see the bangs. With a vengeful expression on his face. Li Qiang naturally wouldn't let him leave so decisively. As an elder in the courtyard. Not at all fair. It is indeed a courtyard full of birds. Li Qiang immediately took out the notebook with the system implemented. Don't worry about others seeing it. Li Qiang opened the second page of his notebook and held a feather pen in his hand. Write it immediately on top. Since everyone was on the back of the bangs, no one saw Li Qiang's strange behavior. Li Qiang wrote in his notebook. When walking in the bangs, I fall and eat shit. Li Qiang finished writing and, like everyone else, stared at the back of Lu Haizhong. Because he knows. The curse is about to come true. Leaving with a burst of fire in the bangs. When did you suffer such humiliation? Thinking of finding opportunities to rectify Li Qiang in the future. Now let's go home first. Drink a glass of wine, then vent your anger on the second and third. Lu Haizhong's home lives in the backyard. There are only 2 rooms at home. The couple and their 2 sons live in a very crowded environment. Still thinking about driving Li Qiang out of the courtyard and planning his house. No way to think. Stealing a chicken by oneself will not erode the rice. Li Qiang, this kid, actually revealed his own ugly story. Haizhong now only wants to leave this place of right and wrong quickly. He is afraid that his lifelong reputation will be completely destroyed here. Just as he walked towards the backyard. I don't know why a stone suddenly appeared under my feet. In the bangs, an unnoticed, obese body slammed heavily onto the ground. Bang! Did an earthquake occur? Look, Grandpère has fallen. Hurry up and help me. Haizhong lay motionless on the ground, frightened everyone to quickly come forward and check. Uncle Heir, are you okay? Where did you fall? Silly Zhu quickly stepped forward to check. Take a closer look. Haizhong was lying on the ground, not as if something was wrong, but he suddenly smelled a foul odor. This is the smell of dog poop, second uncle, you fell onto dog poop. Silly Zhu is not afraid of speaking. Without any consideration for face in the bangs. He directly revealed his embarrassing situation. Silly pillar. I'm not finished with you. I have a strong desire to die in my bangs. Especially. A burst of laughter came from around. Silly Zhu immediately felt aggrieved and said, Second master, don't get angry at me. It's not me who made you fall into dog poop. Where did you come from? If you dare to defecate in the yard, don't let me catch you, otherwise I will definitely eat dog meat. Listening to the laughter around him in the bangs, he felt that his lifelong reputation had been completely destroyed. Immediately get up at the fastest speed and run towards the backyard. Now the society is dead. I don't want to stay in this sad place for a moment. If Li Qiang hadn't cared about his surroundings, he would have wanted to clap and cheer. This Bangs is crazy about wanting to become an official. Especially good face. In front of everyone, I threw a dog and ate shit, and even got a handful of dog poop. It can be said that it has made the Bangs extremely embarrassing. I estimate he will be avoiding people these days to avoid anyone laughing at him. It's really refreshing. Ding! Congratulations to the host for completing a curse. Congratulations to the host for obtaining 100 pounds of lamb. This is hard goods. It was almost impossible for ordinary people to eat lamb in the 1950s and 1960s. Especially in the era of tickets. All supplies are very tight. Even if you have money, you may not be able to buy lamb. There is only a little lamb in the market. It's not enough to score at all. Li Qiang doesn't like to eat lamb because it has a strong smell. No woman is willing to have sex with a man who has a strong smell. Li Qiang decided not to accept this lamb for now and will go to the pigeon market in a while to see if it can be sold. This one in the Bangs. Finally, it enlivened the tense atmosphere in the courtyard and added a touch of joy. Everyone is quiet. Zhong felt that things were still under his control, so he calmed everyone down. It seems that my words as the first uncle are useless. If someone dares not listen to my handling results, hitting someone is wrong. It's still the old man who hit. The second uncle is right. No matter what the reason is, this punishment is definitely not a problem. Zhang agreed. I support Mr. Yi's handling result. Li Qiang gave Zhang a disgusted glance, and instead of reflecting, the old devout woman turned the tables. Whatever you say together, Zhong, you are too arbitrary and don't even give people a chance to reason. I doubt if you colluded in advance. Li Qiang's words came out immediately. Zhonghai's face changed. The fact is similar to what Li Qiang said. In order to conceal my guilt and demonstrate my fairness and justice. Zhonghai had to say. I'll give you this opportunity, you tell everyone why you hit someone, so that no one can say I'm unfair. Everyone looked at Li Qiang. In fact, everyone is curious about what kind of conflict has arisen between Li Qiang and Zhang. Li Qiang said, "The reason why I hit her is because she said something that angered me. She said I will never find a partner in my life. Ladies and gentlemen, if it were you, would you be willing to have someone say the same thing to you?" Li Qiang asked all the residents. This statement is indeed a bit serious. No matter how Li Qiang said it, he is still a young man who has not been married. Zhang's words are a bit excessive. Most people are still on Li Qiang's side. This is a common taboo among people. This taboo can be seen everywhere. For example, farmers generally do not mention their ministers because they are not long. Zhang heard the wind direction heading towards Li Qiang. I suddenly became anxious. If given a chance to turn things around for Li Qiang, then all her plans will be in vain. So, I was also too angry at the time. He was not a good person. He hit my family's jokes, and then I argued with him and said those angry words. This statement came out. The residents were all taken aback. Li Qiang not only hit the Zhang family, but also hit the stick meme. Bang Jenner, isn't it Qinhuairu's 5-year-old son? It's all up to him, and Li Qiang is too ruthless. At this moment, the stick stem of Qinhuairu's bandage appeared. Upon seeing the stick meme, Zhang immediately possessed the essence of acting. "Oh my great-grandson, why are you so unlucky? You were beaten at such a young age, and there are bad people in the courtyard." Zhang looked aggrieved and sorrowful. Bang Jenner cooperates with Zhang. "Pain, grandma, I hurt." Qinhuairu's eyes turned red, even though she didn't say anything, it was more effective than saying anything. It's not human to beat even a 5-year-old child. Silly Zhu was furious at this moment. Li Qiang looked coldly at Silly Zhu. "You have the ability to say it again." Silly Zhu suddenly froze. Because Li Qiang's eyes were cold and terrifying, as if he had fallen into an ice cellar. For a moment, the foolish pillar, who had always been arrogant and didn't take anyone seriously, actually retreated. "Did I make a mistake? You didn't hit the elderly enough, you still hit the children. Can you ask everyone if they are willing?" Silly Zhu dared not look directly into Li Qiang's eyes. But he knows how to stir up everyone's emotions. Once again, Li Qiang was placed on the opposite side of everyone.